Hey guys, so in this tutorial we're going to start talking about making selections and layer masks. There's going to be a series of videos because there's lots of options to make selections. If you recall earlier in the semester, I was talking about how many different tools there are to make selections. That's because that is a huge piece in Photoshop. Making the correct selections, making a good selection in order to be able to combine photos and make it look realistic. Okay. Now, when the very first beginning of this, guys, you're not going to make something that's going to look realistic. We'll talk about blending options later. It's going to be kind of a rough, kind of like a rough sketch as we go through making these selections. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So as far as photos are concerned, guys, I do have some available. Okay. The one I'm using right here, I'm just using a picture of a car. So I want you guys to start with an inanimate object just because it's less pieces than trying to work with people, specifically hair. And we'll talk about that when we get into people, animals. But I want you guys to go find your own photos, okay? By all means, you'll be able to use mine. When it comes to people, the reason why is because I'm going to be using some of my own personal photos. So you guys are going to be, in your tutorials looking at my ugly mug, for several minutes at a time. So anyways, you guys might want to go grab your own photos. All right. Okay. So before we begin, what I want you guys to understand is what a mask is. Okay, so right now, guys, we have this background layer. I would always advise you guys to go ahead and duplicate that layer. Okay, I'm just going to leave it as a background copy, and then I'm going to turn off the original so that way I can see what I'm doing here as far as my work is concerned. When you start making layer masks, what I want you to think about when it comes to layer mask is what is visible, what is invisible, what is transparent, and what is not transparent, what is less transparent, okay? And this is what I mean, okay? So you have to come over here and you have to choose a selection tool in order to get the select a mask feature to pop up, okay? So this is, and you guys don't have to necessarily do this, it would be good practice, okay? But I'm just going to go ahead and select layer mask, and I have my opacity turned all the way up. Okay, and currently right now I'm on overlay. Okay, you might be on onion skin, or you could be on black and white or whatnot. Okay, but I like to work in overlay just because it makes it really vivid. And some people would like to change this to black. I'm just going ahead and leave it, but in some situations you would like to change that to black. It just makes a better background to be able to see what's going on. Okay, but this is what I want you guys to understand. Here I have the opacity at 100%, aka transparency at 100%. So if I drop this, you can see that it's starting to lower the opacity and making my image transparent, visible. I can see it. It is invisible when the opacity or transparency is all the way up to 100%. It is invisible and less transparent. That meaning I can see my image, okay? So when you create a layer mask, I'm going to come here and click on my brush here, and I'm going to make sure I add that selection. What I'm doing here, guys, is I'm actually making a selection. I'm actually selecting what I want to make transparent, what I want to be visible in this. Hopefully you guys can see it's not a good selection because you can see a great deal of the background, okay? But nonetheless, I am making a selection, okay? And this is kind of like the old style of using Photoshop to make selections. It was very cumbersome. It did not work real well. So like I could go back, select my minus, and I can begin to make like a better selection, right? But hopefully you guys can see like how this could take oodles of time, right? I mean, it would take a lot of time to get this done the way you would want, right? I'd have to lower my brush size. I'd have to zoom in. I'd have to get in there like crazy, right? Hopefully you guys could see that, right? And then if I wanted to go ahead and outport this, right? So now I just want so you guys can see what that mask looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and click OK. There's my mask, right? It has removed the background. There's my layer, right? So we went from this to this, and this is what is transparent. And then from here, you guys can see here that it made my layer mask, and your layer mask is almost always going to be black and white unless you go in there and switch that. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and hit Alt and click on my layer mask. And so when I was talking about in the realm of when we had it masked out in the overlay setup, now we are in black and white. White is 100% visible. Black is 100% invisible. White is 100% transparent, right? Or we lowered the opacity all the way to 0, so visible. And this is like 100% transparent, invisible, okay? So I just want to make sure you guys understand how that works, okay? But I am not going to keep any of that. I'm going to go ahead and hit Control Z because I do not want to keep that. I'm going to delete my layer mask, okay? And the reason why is because I'm going to show you Photoshop's awesome new tools that I did not have in 2014, 2015. I would have loved to have had it. It makes your life 100% easier. So with the background copy selected, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Properties. If you don't have Properties, just go up to Window, click on Properties. And you have this Remove Background button. It's fantastic. It's crazy. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And what's happening right now, guys, is Adobe's AI, called Adobe Sensei, is doing its magic. It's reading in this photo what they believe to be the object. And it is an inanimate object, meaning it is not alive. I don't want you guys to work with people or animals just yet. And here it is. We don't see it right now because I have the background layer selected, so we're just going to go ahead and turn that off. And now you guys can see that we have that selection. Okay, and it's made it. And as you can see, guys, it's done a really good job. There's a few places that we need to clean up with the shadows here if we wanted to output this into like another image. Okay, but it actually made a really great selection. Okay, so just like we did prior to when I was just working with the mask, same holds true once we actually used just this button. There will almost always be some cleanup that you have to do, okay? In this particular example, it's these shadows, okay? So if we were to use our brush tool, okay, and now we are working with black and white, right? Remember what I said? Black is invisible, white is visible, okay? Black is invisible. I can make this in, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make that selection here, right? So that's what I want. You can see, oh, I'm making the background visible, right? Because I'm working with white. So I'm going to go switch to black, okay? And I want this to be invisible. I want to take this out. I don't want to see that, okay? Now I'm not zooming in, guys, because of the video, right? The time constraints here. But you would have to work, right? Well, okay, let me go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see what that looks like. B for the brush tool, okay? I'm just going to kind of come really simple here, slow, okay? You can see, oh my goodness, right? Oh, I went too much. Oh no, I'm taking it out, right? Okay, when that happens, you just switch your brush back. Work to make it visible. You can make pixels visible, okay? And if you're not too sure where that's at, like how good you're doing, right? Sometimes it's not a bad idea to like go back and like do too much so you can kind of see the background a little bit and be like, oh, okay. And that gives you kind of a general idea of like what you need to do to clean up this image, okay? So anyways, something like that, right? As you guys can see, right? Hopefully you guys can see this would take a very long time. You know, you have to take your time. It is time consuming. But with that said, with that background button, to remove the background, it really makes your life a lot easier. And you can see we already cleaned this up pretty well, right? Some things in Photoshop, guys, you do have to kind of learn to live with. There are some things that we can do to improve this, like you would go in and like get a shape and remove the layer, make it transparent, make that just blacks, kind of make it circles. There's all kinds of things that you can do, okay? But that's like advanced skills, okay? I'm just trying to teach you guys the basics right now so you guys can, you know, piggyback off of this for some of you guys that really want to take off with that, okay? So now, as far as like being able to turn this in, here's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking that maybe just grabbing like the snipping tool for this particular assignment and taking a snippet of the background being removed, okay, something like this to show me that you guys have made that selection, right click, copy, and maybe copy that to like a, you know, another photo, if you will, or I'm sorry, to a document, okay? And then come into your layers here, bringing the background back so I can kind of see, you know, what you used. Unless you use this photo, then I kind of know what this is, right? So we would go ahead and you go to File, Save As, okay? Or you could just right click, copy, and paste it to a Word document, okay? And then I'm going to click No, Not to Save, and then I would do like another snippet of this, okay? Kind of get a good amount of the background so I can kind of see what you started with, okay? And to show me that you got that removed, okay? I'm thinking that that would be the best way to get this and save that, copy it to a Word document. That would probably be the best way to get this submitted using just the Remove Background tool. All right, pretty cool. All right, see you guys on the next tutorial.